Written by Kira Fried. What are hoof animals? Hoof animals are among the most graceful creatures on earth. Large, powerful, and designed for speed. They are beautiful and fascinating. In addition to admiring them in the wild, humans have visited them in zoos, hunt them, and keep them as sources of milk, meat, wool, labor, transformation, and companionship. What are most hoof animals are herbivore, and many of them are fruitful carnivore. One of the primary challenges in life is to flee fast enough to avoid being killed by predators such as humans, lions, wolves, and hyenas, because they need to run. Hoof animals have long, strong legs and feet. Hoof animals' skeletons are especially safe to help them run quickly. A human foot has 5 separate bones connecting the toes to the ankle. A solid bone, called cannon bone, makes hoof animal legs longer to help them run faster, further, and faster. The cannon bones make hoof animals' legs more solid and stable to better support their weight. Scientists place hoof animals into 2 different groups based on whether the animals walk on an odd or even number of toes. We'll look at the 2 groups separately, including some well-known members of each group. Odd-toed ungulates. Odd-toed ungulates include rhinoceros, horses, zebras, donkeys, and several other animals. Rhinos have 3 toes on each foot, while the horse-like ungulates have just 1 toe on each foot. These animals primarily inhabit warm environments around the world. They live in a variety of habitats, including forests, grassland, and desert. The food they eat, grasses and other plants, is difficult to digest, and their stomach requires the assistance of tiny bacteria to break it down. Horses. The only truly white horses alive today inhabit in the dry grassland of Australia. The white horse living in the North and South America actually have this common breed that escape human control ground-wide. Horses can survive in environments with little food and water, but they must spend most of their time grazing to take in enough grass and nutrition to survive. Before machinery have common legs, horses pulled wagons and ploughed fields. In modern times, horses lovers keep them for companionship, riding and racing. Zebras. All white zebras lived in Africa, and they primarily eat tall grass. Aside from their famous tribe, zebras are similar to horses in appearance. The main enemies of zebras are lions, hyenas, and white dogs, as well as humans who hunt them for their skin. There are 3 main types of zebra: plains, desert, and mountain zebra. Some special zebras are severely endangered. Rhinoceros. The rhino, which is native to parts of Africa and Asia, is another ungulate that is seriously endangered. Few rhinos are still alive in the wild. Most now live on protected land, including national parks and nature preserves. Rhinos live on plains, in forests, and swampy areas, where they consume grasses, leaves, and other plants. Rhinos are the second largest land mammals after elephants. Rhinos are easy to recognize by the horn on their nose, with their large head and their massive body covered with dark, leathery skin. Rhino horns are made of keratin and the same material as hooves. Some kinds of rhino have one horn, while other kinds have two. Even-toed ungulates. Even-toed ungulates are a large group of animals that includes deer, cattle, sheep, goats, antelope, camels, hippos, and giraffes. Some even-toed ungulates, such as camels, have only two toes on each foot, while others, such as hippos, have four toes on each foot. Even-toed ungulates, one of the most numerous groups of mammals on Earth, are native to every continent except Australia and Antarctica. They are what scientists call successful animals, meaning they have reproduced, spread out, and adapted to a wide variety of environments. Pigs and hogs, called swine, or intelligence of India, which round, stocky bodies, long head with flexible snout, and tusks that point up. They have four toes on each foot, with the middle two being the largest. Swine occasionally live in the wild in Europe, Asia, and northern Africa. They now raised throughout the world as food, as a food animal, and are hunted in the wild. Giraffes are inhabitants of African grassland. They have prominent short, bony horns covered by furry skin that's never shed. Giraffes are famous for their unusually long necks, the pattern of spots, and their long blue-gray tongues. Male giraffes compete with each other for dominance by wrestling with their necks and hammering each other with their heads. Hippos are large, heavy African animals that spend most of their time in water. They don't really swim, but instead walk on the bottoms of the lakes and rivers. They have slightly webbed feet with four toes and huge teeth that point up. The herbivores' diet consists of grasses, leaves, fallen fruit, and other plants, most of which grow underwater. Camels are large herbivorous animals that have long, curly necks, one or two bumps on their back, and two toes on each foot. One-bump camel live in deserts in the Middle East, India, and North Africa. Two-bump camels live in the desert and windy grassland in Central Asia. Both kinds of camel are well suited to habitats where the food and water are scarce. Camels store fat in their humps, which allows them to survive when they must endure long periods of time without food. Few camels still exist in the wild, and most are kept as a pack animal, and one big hump animal can also use for riding. Pronghorn antelopes are herbivores that inhabit the grassland of North America. Males and females both have permanent one spike or branch horn made of bone and covered by a layer of fused hair, which is shed each year. Pronghorns are extremely fast, and healthy adults can easily outrun predators. Most serious threat to pronghorn survival occurs in the first 2 months of life, when coyotes are found in large numbers. Deer, including elk, moose, and caribou, are herbivores. Some grazers, but most of others shoot deer are found in many habitats around the world, including grassland, forests, rainforests, and tundra. Many deer migrate with the changing season to locate food. Most male deer grow antlers, which are made of bones and covered in furry skin called velvet, while they are growing. Antlers grow before the mating season, falls off after it, and they grow again following year. Caribou are the only kind of deer with females have antlers. Cattle, sheep, goats, and antelopes vary widely in shape and coloring. However, they all share the feature of growing permanent horn, making of bone and covered with a layer of keratin. All the males in this group have some spike. Horns can be simple, curved or spiral, or elaborately shaped. Many domesticated animals in this group occur from milk, meat, and wool. Conclusion: ungulates are diverse creatures, each with a unique body and lifestyle that make it perfectly suited to the habitat which live. Many ungulates, such as swine, sheep, and cattle, are raised in numbers of food, milk, and hides, but many wild ungulates, such as the rhino, are endangered and survive only in captivity. Others are risking of the suffering same fate cause of the environmental destruction, hunting, and other threats to their well-being. Habitat preservation, respect for life, and allow these amazing animals to continue to survive in the future.